back to the channel. It's been about 2 weeks since I've uploaded a video. Been kind of busy, kind of got distracted with a woodworking project, and then all last week was that bad storm that was coming through the East Coast, so it was rainy and nasty out. And then this past weekend I did the MSF course, so that pretty much filled up my whole weekend. And I had planned to film it all so I could post a video about what the MSF course is all about, but when I was signing all the paperwork and reading the rules, it said absolutely no photography at all during the class. I was like, shit. So if you're in the South Carolina area and you're going to be doing the MSF course and you're interested to know what it's all about, leave a comment down below and I can answer whatever questions you have. Alright, so the video today is going to be the top 8 things that I hate about my MT10. Hate is a strong word. We're going to use it for the title, but it's 8 things that are a minor inconvenience to me that I just want to share with y'all. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on each one because they're really not that serious. They're just minor things. But so let's get it started. Number 1, the mud guard, rear tire hugger, or whatever you call it. I think it's a tad short for the wheel, and if I get around any kind of gravelly roads or anything like that with little small pebbles, they end up on my passenger seat. And I don't know, it's not a big freaking deal, just wipe them off, but it's one of those things. And I'm sure you could find the aftermarket one to go back there and to solve that problem super easy, but minor inconvenience. Man, it's been like over 2 weeks since I even tried to do it with it. That one was a little choppy. Alright, let's get our sea legs back before we start banging out. Let's get some speed going. Hey, there we go. That was like 45 miles an hour. And I don't know if y'all can see, but my E-light is blinking. So that will lead me into number 2, which is the fuel gauge. So in one of my previous videos, I talked about the top 4 things that other MT10 owners complain about that I don't agree with. This has to do with fuel, but it's not the actual fuel economy of it. It's just the gauge itself, which is kind of like, I don't know, it's just stupid and kind of cheap in my opinion. And I know some bikes don't even have a fuel gauge on, they just have a damn little yellow light that pops on. But my problem I have with it is it's not like continuously showing your fuel while you're riding. It's just you're full until you get below a half a tank, and so on and so on and so on. And I feel like it wouldn't cost that much more money from the manufacturer just to make a continuous fuel gauge that moves down as you use fuel. I don't know, it's one of those things that just bothers me a tad bit, but not a big deal. And that's not really something you can just aftermarket fix and throw on here, so you're stuck with it. Not a big deal. All right, let's get into number 3. So I mentioned this in previous videos, and it really is probably the most annoying thing that I'm going to mention today. And it could be easily fixed. And I even had somebody comment on one of my videos when I mentioned it, and they were like, bro, just take a zip tie and move it out of the way. But what I'm talking about is this little clutch cable right here. That thing causes me so many problems when I'm just trying to put my key in, and it could be easily just zip tied out of the way, but me being me, I always forget and I never do it. So maybe after this little ride I'll remember to do it when we get back. Probably not, and I will just keep bitching and complaining about it forever. So number 4 is the factory seat. It is by far the most uncomfortable seat I've ever sat on, as far as motorcycles, 4-wheelers, etc. And 2 days after owning this bike, I had already placed an order on Revzilla for a new comfort seat. Another thing from the factory that could have easily been fixed with just putting a damn good seat on the bike. It's like one of the most important parts of riding to me is for comfort. 'Cause I got a little bony little butt, not a lot of mass back there, so it hurts. But buy the comfort seat, well worth the money. Alright, what number are we on? I'm already forgetting what number we're on. I think we're on number 5. Are we on number 5? Screw it, we'll go with it. Number 5 is going to be storage. This bike has zero storage. Zero storage. And you can't even fit a can of soda or a bottled drink underneath the seat on here. But the only thing you can put underneath the seat is your registration. Maybe a small bag that you could fold up into a nice tiny little square. Might fit back there. And there's not really much you could do to fix storage issues unless you want to get like some saddlebags or a rear seat little bag or something like that. But me personally, this bike looks so damn good the way it is that adding extra big bulky stuff on the back just makes it look ugly to me personally. I know other people, a lot of guys, MT10 owners, buy an extra bag that goes on the back seat, and me personally, I don't like how it looks, so I'm stuck wearing a book bag all the time, as you can see. So number 6 is the windscreen, which is pretty much non-existent on the Yamaha MT10. It really doesn't block any wind. If you get all the way down on the tank, you're hugging the tank, chin on the tank, it does help a little bit. But who rides around like that all the time? So highway on this bike is not the most comfortable. On windy days, you get a nice good neck pain going on from trying to hold your big ass head up. So I know there's a lot of aftermarket windscreens you can buy, but just like the storage issue, I don't want to add some big bulky thing to my bike to help with comfort. Even though I do a lot of highway riding and stuff like that, I just do not like the way those big windscreens look on this particular bike. I have thought about getting like a medium-sized one to help me out, but I read a lot of reviews on the smaller ones. I think that come up like another 3-4 inches on top of that, and people say it helps a little bit, but all it did was change the flow of air from hitting you like in the chest area to hitting you all in the helmet. So, and they're like they're over $100 for a piece of plastic to go on the front, and I don't think I'm gonna do it. So number 7 is the oil filter location, and I just did my first oil change. Had the bike like 4 months. The drain plug is in a perfect position, real easy to get to, blah 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 blah. But the oil filter location is right above my super expensive titanium exhaust, and it's right where the headers Y in to a single pipe. It drips down right on that Y part, which has a little bracket that you can't get inside of and wipe. So after the first hour after doing that oil change, I was burning oil and smoking out from under my bike because I couldn't get all the oil cleaned up. It's just impossible. Last but not least is the fairings, and you're probably wondering like what's wrong with the fairings. The fairings look great. There's not that many of them, which is what I was kind of going for. But if you haven't yet tried to take off any of the fairings, they're all held on by these crazy little clips and little L clips, and it just feels so brittle once you take the screws out trying to get everything apart. Everything slides together and then screws down, so you just feel like you're about to break all your little clips every single time you try to take a fairing off. I don't know, it seems kind of overkill to me. Like, slap it up there, throw 2 screws on, good to go. I put all these crazy little clips everywhere, but that is how they designed it, so it's a little inconvenience, not a big deal. You just got to be super careful when you're taking things apart. Nope, it's green. This thing stayed green for a second and a half. What is the point of this? Why is it like this? I don't understand. Why did people let me go by? see. I'm doing it. I can't sit here and wait for this light to be freaking all day. Yep, screw it, I'm going. And oh no! Of course, right when I'm about to go around all those cars, there's a freaking cop! Had the worst luck ever, so then I had to pull this stupid little U-ey thing that I wasn't planning on doing and go the opposite direction. Now I gotta find another way around. Crap! Alright, so that's gonna do it for the video. My top 8 things I hate about my motorcycle, but I don't actually hate. They're just a little inconvenient. If you agree, disagree, whatever, leave a comment down below if you got any fixes for any of these issues I've mentioned. Love to hear them. And if you enjoyed this content, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.